I'm so thrilled. I'm stoked to be here sharing with you in this Being Beyond event. I'm Heather Hakes. I'm coming to you live from Denver, Colorado. I am author of the book, Take the Leap. I am host of the Mind Over Matter podcast, and I also do one-on-one coaching with clients to help get unstuck and create lasting change. I know that this group is all about quantum physics and manifesting, and that's especially what I'm going to be talking about today. What I want you to know for sure is that knowledge is not power. Implementation is. Taking action is power. So what I'm going to ask one thing of you today. Number one, be completely present, put everything down, put your phone away, let go of the emails or your to-do list, and I want you to be interactive and do the exercises with me as I walk you through all of this. So what I'm going to start you with, I'm sharing with you today a 6-step process on how to create your ideal reality. What does that even mean? We all have desires in life, whether you want more money, you want better health, you want to get into a relationship, better your relationships, maybe you want to climb the corporate ladder or start a business. We all have desires. But the one thing getting in your way of where you are to where you want to be are limiting beliefs. You have blocks that are keeping you. Maybe it's a scarcity mindset. Maybe you don't feel worthy or enough, or you have self-doubt. So what I'm going to walk you through today is this 6-step process to let go of all of that, to create clarity and a roadmap to what you want, and then ultimately to get you there. So number one, the first thing we're going to talk about, and I'm going to give you notes up here. The first step in all of this is you've got to pull the weeds. So step number one in the process, pull the weeds. What does that mean to pull the weeds? What I want you to do is honestly, through this whole 6-step process, I want you to think of one thing that you really want in life. What is your number one desire right now? Do you want more money? Do you want better health? Is it relationships, travel, adventure? Do you want a home, a car? What is the one thing you want? I want you to keep that in mind this entire process. So what you have to do is think realistically and be honest with yourself. Do some self-reflection. What is getting in your way? Do you believe you can have the thing you want? Are you open to abundance, or do you fall prey to scarcity and limitations? So I want you to honestly take inventory. What are your current thoughts and beliefs around the desire that you want? Are you putting it so far in the future that you have to work hard for money, or that you're not ready to get into a relationship, or you have to get all these things lined up before you can start the thing? That's what's getting in your way. Those are the blocks that you're creating. So I also want you to think honestly, what are your limiting beliefs? Do you feel that you're capable of getting the thing that you want? Do you feel that you're worthy or enough? Those are the 3 biggest limiting beliefs that normally get in our way and ultimately lead to self-sabotage. So even if our desire is in front of us, those limiting beliefs are in our subconscious, but they're going to be at the forefront, and that leads to self-sabotage, walking away from the relationship because you don't think you're good enough, and so you throw it all away. So what do you believe? What do you think is your biggest limiting belief holding you back? And then honestly, what is the negative narrative you have on repeat? For example, if it comes to health and wellness, do you have the negative narrative that I'm just, I'm big boned, or running is hard, or, are you an emotional eater? What is getting in your way? And you have to be honest with yourself. And then finally, what habits and behaviors and thoughts are no longer serving you? So that's what I'm talking about when I refer to pull the weeds. Think of your life as a garden. Your mind is literally a garden. So whatever seeds you're planting, that's what you will reap. And so what I want to help you do through this process is till it, get rid of all the limiting beliefs, the blocks, the self-sabotage, clean all of that up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start fresh, a clean slate, a whiteboard of what do you want in your life? There's no more, let go of the past. It's your past thinking and emotions that you have on this repetitive cycle, ultimately keeping you on that hamster wheel, preventing you from what you actually want. So first step, pull the weeds. I hope you wrote down these steps. Honestly, take inventory. What beliefs, behaviors, and habits are holding you back? What negative narrative do you have on repeat? And what's that number one limiting belief? Number two in this process is all about building a new foundation. Just like the garden example, now that you've tilled the soil and we have a fresh box to plant in, this is where you're going to start creating belief. Because once you create belief, once you let go of the doubt, the sabotage, the uncertainty, and we have this fresh mindset, this fresh perspective, a knowing, when you create that belief and certainty, then you will head in the direction of your dreams. You will go towards your desires, and ultimately you are a magnet. You will attract them, and that will become your reality. So in this building a new foundation, what I want you to do is start getting in the habit of, from the first step, pulling the weeds. When you catch yourself having that thought, when you catch yourself with the limiting belief, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, whatever it may be, catch it and then replace it. So you can think of it when it starts to creep up, when you have the feeling, when you have the thought, go, not today, delete, cancel, whatever you need to do. You have a pattern interrupt. Another thing you can do, I wear hair ties every day, but if you're having that thought, you can do something physical and snap it, because that's another way to pattern interrupt. So what you're doing is you're catching the negative narrative you have on repeat and you're stopping it from continuing. So whatever you want to do that helps you to catch and replace, and then what you're going to do is replace it with that belief, replace it with the certainty. You can replace it with affirmations. These are new thoughts that you will rewire, such as, I am worthy, I am capable, I am enough, I am a warrior. Whatever it is for you, you've got to catch it and replace it. But it's not just about thought, because just positive thinking is not going to get it for you. As Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about, which I'm sure many of you follow, Dr. Joe Dispenza is all about, you've got to have the thought and the emotion backing it. So when you have the thought, I am capable, I am worthy, I am enough, and you create emotion behind it that, hell yes, I'm capable, yes, I am worthy, and you create this knowing inside of you, that's how you create the new foundation. That's how you can create this clarity and roadmap to move forward. Number three, what we're going to do now, now we're getting into more of the fun stuff. If you don't know yet, you have to create clarity. Ask yourself, what do you want? Because if you don't even know what you want in life, and I've had that conversation with many clients, they don't even know what they want. If you don't know what you want, how are you going to get from where you are to where you want to be? Literally think of the world as your playground. Think of the world as your warehouse, that every desire, every wish, everything you can possibly imagine is available to you, because it is. So have fun with this. Create clarity. What do you want? Don't just tell me more money. How much money do you want? If you want a relationship, what is that relationship like? What is your ideal partner? What are the things that you do? This is creating the clarity, the thought you have behind it, and now the emotion. And so, if it is that business, what does that business look like? If you want the job promotion, what will you be like in that new role? How will the company benefit from having you there? So this is creating, now we're getting into super clear on your desires. And I'm sure you've heard of this a million times before. It's a vision board. Vision boards are amazing because they help you create clarity. You can literally, I've done it on poster boards. You can do it on Pinterest. You can do it on a Google Doc and copy and paste Google images into this doc. Having clarity and a vision is great. But if you don't have belief behind it, if you don't create that emotion and the knowing that it's already yours, it's just a pretty vision board. So number 4, this is when now we're building blocks. So once we have clarity, the next step in this process is to visualize. We're going to go pretty deep here in the visualization because this is the most important step. This is actually my most favorite. When you visualize, you can do this in so many different ways. Many people love meditation, and meditation is a powerful process. You can do it first thing in the morning when your mind isn't busy and all the things you have to do, when you're not trapped in yesterday's thinking. Meditation is your opportunity, and you can do it for as little as 60 seconds a day. So no excuses. Begin today. Meditation is your opportunity in a blank slate when your senses aren't on fire to get super clear. Again, back to clarity. What do you want? And then now it's your opportunity to visualize. Just like so many athletes do, they literally visually rehearse what it'll be like to run that race. Or football stars, they're imagining and visualizing and feeling it. They're mentally rehearsing catching that football in the end zone for the touchdown. I did this when I was training for my marathon. Every single run, every training run, I was out there. Not only had the affirmations, so I was saying it, I was creating belief that I am a finisher, I am strong, but I was visually rehearsing every single run, crossing that finish line. I felt it. I would literally pretend on the road that I'm crossing the finish line. So meditation doesn't just mean sitting there in an uncomfortable position trying to focus on your breath. You can do a moving meditation. Maybe it's walking in nature, going for a run, whatever that is for you. It's simply about letting go of the noise, the mental chatter, and creating a space for clarity and connection to source. So what I love to do in this visualization stage is visually rehearse it. Again, I was doing that, my moving meditation running. I was visually rehearsing what it was like to run through that finish line on my race. And I want to tell you, if you're a runner or if you're not, 26 miles is a lot. But I want to let you know, I crushed it the day of the race because of the 5 months of training, mentally rehearsing, creating the thought and the emotion that I was a warrior and that I was a finisher. And up until 23 miles, I was killing it. At 23 miles, that's when I had leg fatigue and had to run walk the last 3. But I did it. I ran 26 miles because I visually rehearsed it. I'm sure you've heard this before, but it's 20% physical, the actual skill set or the doing, and it's 80% mental. That means 80% of your life is psychological. 80% of the reason you're not getting from where you want to be is because you're stuck up here. You're creating those blocks and the limiting beliefs that you can't have the thing you want. So now that we've let go of that, in a form of meditation, I love to say, inhale the good shit, exhale the bullshit. So in this visualization, something I want to share with you that I have personally used and I help my clients embody is to future riff as if. What does that even mean? So it's a 3-step process. I think, I speak, and I act as if whatever my desire is, that it's already mine. This is if you take away anything from my conversation with you today, future riff as if, because you will have the thoughts, you will have the emotion, and you will have the clarity behind it. And ultimately, it'll be yours. So again, to future riff as if means to think, speak, and act as if it's already yours. What I want to do is give you an example. So this isn't just blowing smoke. I've actually done this. Everything I'm sharing with you, I've actually experienced myself and my clients. So what I did a few months ago, I put myself on an experiment. Who doesn't love more money? But I got super clear. So what I did is I worked on my money story. Why did I have a scarcity mindset? Why did I have blocks? Why was I keeping money away from me? Because money is literally just paper. Money is an exchange of energy. So why do we put money up on this pedestal that we're not good enough, we're not worthy, it's hard to come by, you have to work hard for money, it doesn't grow on trees? I had to get real clear and pull the weeds on the BS stories I had around money. Then I created a new foundation of belief and certainty that money flows easily to me. I had affirmations, I had reminders on my phone, timers every day. I am a money magnet. And I had a lot of fun with this. That's definitely the key to bringing in anything you want, is you have to have joy and fun behind it. So here's the experiment that I put myself on. I got super clear. I wanted to, and I went above and beyond. I was like, what could I do that would blow my own mind, something I haven't done before? So I got super clear. I wanted to manifest $10,000 in 14 days. I didn't care how. I didn't worry about the how. I let go of the how. I knew the what and the why. When you know the what and you know the why, you allow the how to show up. So I knew the what, 10 grand, and I knew the why. It would have me feel abundant, and I could have fun with it and explore and new restaurants or whatever I wanted to do, go shopping. So I knew the what and the why, and then I began the process. For those 14 days, I future riffed as if, and I stepped into a state of excited anticipation. I literally was like, I'm so excited because I didn't limit myself that money had to come through new clients, or money had to come through a speaking gig, or money had to come through, I have an Airbnb as a second source of income. I didn't worry about the how, but this excited anticipation, and I spoke about, I thought about, and I acted as though I already had the 10 grand. So let me just tell you how the 14 days went. By the second day, I had $4,500 come in from an outside source I couldn't have planned. It was a refund from an event months prior I didn't even know was coming my way. So 2 days in, I had $4,500, and I'm thinking, crap, I should have done more than 10 grand. So I'm just going to fast forward. Again, I created this belief and certainty and excitement, excited anticipation. The 10 grand was already mine. By the end of the 14-day experiment, I did not manifest $10,000. I brought in $10,600 in 14 days outside of my regular business. That's how much fun this is. That's how real this is. And you can do it too. So I want you to think, go back to the very beginning. What did we first talk about? What was your desire? Because when you create clarity, when you've pulled the weeds, you let go of the BS stories you've been telling yourself, you've created this new foundation of belief and certainty. You get super clear on what you want, and you begin visualizing future riff as if. Watch how quickly it comes in. So number 5, our next step is to take action. What I mean by this isn't the normal action that you're used to. I'm not saying it's time to go hustle and grind, go work 24/7. You've got to do this manic manifesting, trying to make things happen. That is not what this is about at all. To take action means to get in alignment, to get in the same vibration, and how I do this is via a morning routine, and it's being intentional with my energy, my focus, and how I want my day to unfold. When you begin your day not in chaos, not worried about other people's problems, not checking your email, not getting flooded by social media or the news, when you begin your day intentionally with meditation, maybe it's run physical activity. That's how I love to start. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's enjoying your coffee in pure silence and just seeing where the inspired action will take you. To take action means to line up with it. That's what I'm asking you to do. So these steps so far, they're building blocks, one on top of the other. It's a process, it's a flow. And this is all about building your mental muscle. Just like going to the gym, you don't go to the gym one time and do bicep curls and have crazy, amazing biceps. biceps curls or any physical muscle of the body takes consistent repetition. You have to do it multiple times a week or on the regular in order to get your desired outcome. Same thing with this process. Same thing with creating your ideal reality. This has to become a choice. This has to become a decision you make, because when you pull the weeds and you say no more self-sabotage, no more scarcity mindset, no more limiting beliefs, when you make that choice, when you draw the sand in the line, that's how you go in the direction of your desires. That's how you begin to be this magnet and things come to you so quickly. And then when you do this process and you are manifesting your desires, you're going to have so much fun with this. It's a no-brainer that you want to set yourself up intentionally every single day. So that's what it means, again, to take action. It's to get in alignment, to future riff as if, to create the feeling. Because just as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, the brain, the mind, doesn't know the difference between a thought and an actual experience. So if you are future riffing as if this has already happened, if you're visually rehearsing your desire, the house, the relationship, the body, whatever it is, if you're having the thought and the emotion behind it that it's already yours, literally you become that. You step into that. If you're into Abraham Hicks says, this is when you're in the flow. This is when you're going downstream. This is when like the oars are in the boat and you're just having a great day, enjoying the sun through the rapids, like life is going easy. When you have resistance, when the weeds are growing strong, when those limiting beliefs pop up again and you believe them, that's when you're climbing up the mountain. That's when you're paddling upstream. That's when things are difficult. So that's when the whole catch and replace, you'll know if things aren't happening easily and quickly, it's because you have resistance, you have the block, the limiting belief is taking over, but you have the power to stop that. So the sixth and final step in this process is all about your habits. Now, can you still see that? If not, the sixth step is habits. What I mean by that, just like the metaphor with building the muscle, you have to do this consistently and on repetition in order to build that momentum. You can't expect to meditate one time. That's why it's called a meditation practice. You can't expect to meditate one time and have feelings of joy and ease all the time. You have to do this repetitively. You can't think about your desire one time and then sit back and wait for it to come. Do this every single day. Be intentional. And most importantly in all of this is gratitude. Having a gratitude practice. This is something I've literally done since elementary school. I remember watching Oprah and she shared about having a gratitude journal. And so I started, I'm pretty sure it was 8 years old, but it was definitely in elementary school. I started this gratitude practice every night before I go to bed. I think of at least 5 things from that day today for which I am grateful. And it can be so many things. It can be, if you've been in rain and cloud for days, that you're so grateful the sun shined today. It can be that you're grateful you had a call from a friend you haven't talked to in forever. You can be grateful you have the shelter over your head. Whatever you're grateful for, when you can get into an attitude of gratitude, you heighten your vibration and your energy, and what you're putting out is what you're getting back. So if you are grateful right now for everything you have, and you're still sitting in that excited anticipation for more, it's a great space to come from because you're so grateful. You're not in the weeds. You're not in the scarcity and lack mindset. You're not sitting in the woe is me. When you step into gratitude and you exude this joy and happiness, love and fulfillment now, that's how you get more. So again, this is a process and have fun with it. I just want to do a recap for you. For the 6-step process to manifest anything you want, literally any desire. Number 1, pull the weeds, take inventory. What are they? Where are you blocking yourself? Step number 2, you've got to create that new foundation of belief and certainty. This is both backed by thoughts and emotions. Number 3, get super clear. What do you want? How much do you want? What do you want to look like? What's your partner like? What's the house like? Where do you want to go on the travels? Get super, super clear. Number 4, visually rehearse that whole future riff as if. You think, speak, and act as if it's already yours. Finally, step 5, take action. That just means to line up with it, to create this vibration, this energy, this magnetic field, and attract it to you. Finally, number 6, do this consistently. It's all about your habits. I would like to end this. I want to offer you a free training, and feel free to subscribe to my podcast. I have tons of free resources out there. This is my gift from me to you. My podcast is Mind Over Matter. You can follow me on YouTube, where I release mindset lessons every single week. And finally, if you go to my website, heatherhakes.com, I offer you a free training on how to get unstuck and create lasting change. Thank you so much for having me, and I really hope that this opened something up for you, that you let go of the blocks and step into your full unlimited